stream. Sometimes people in this house like to reset my internet because they're like, "Oh, it's going slow," blah, 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 and don't realize that I'm doing a podcast. Looking at you, Luke, Dick. So, oh no, it lagged on me. I thought it went out again. So, I hear that you've got a full set of Trials armor, Mr. Howard.
I do. I play enough to get to 5 wins to get a whole collection of armor. But yeah, and I wear that stuff. I wear that proudly. I wear all my armor.
How many guns do you have?
I have every gun. I have every Trials gun. But I only have. I do not have any adept other than a year 1. I've only been to the lighthouse once, and I got a year 1 adept.
None of us have ever been to the lighthouse. Rip.
Nope. Munch has been trying with me, but it's just not working out.
Where's Munch been? Anyway, that's for a different show someday down the line. So, if you could make any emote, what would you make?
Yeah, I was gonna say originally before this last update, I was gonna say a dab emote, but they made one. Thank God. I don't know, because everything I would think about has actually already been made. So, I don't know. I really don't. I would say probably just some stupid hip hop dance because.
Like teach me how to Dougie, like something.
A shuffle. I'll say a shuffle, like an actual like LMFAO shuffle. We'll do that.
Oh man, I want the planking one. I just want to be running around the tower planking, or apparently the European Dead Zone, the farm. Right. There it is.
What about a break dance?
You can throw down some cardboard.
They have a breakdance emote. I saw a warlock doing the pop and lock head spin in D2 in one of the gameplay trailers they had for like the European.
Oh,
like doing a head spin. I'm like, oh my god.
Oh,
we're good.
Fuck my internet. So, do you guys have any questions for Jay? I have one.
Well, we got to ask the other guest.
Oh yeah,
question.
Ask the last guest question.
All right, so it's a multi-part question. When you put a roll of toilet paper on the roll, do you go over, under, or just set the toilet paper on top of the roll? And
over.
Then do you over?
I'm over. I'm old school.
Okay, good. You're not a heathen.
Do you crumple, or do you roll it around your hand? And then you wipe from the side or the back?
Or the front.
Or the front, because apparently that can be a thing.
That's an old man move.
All right, so the only reason I put the roll on over in the guest bathroom that I use, but normally we have it under because we have a cat. And that actually helps with having a cat not mess with it.
That's the only time that's allowed.
Yeah.
Acceptable reason.
As far as the roll or crumple, I'm a crumpler for sure. And kind of come from the side and then from the back, I guess. So kind of a 2-part combo.
Cool.
All right, right in the middle there a little bit. And then the last part of this question, do you look at the toilet paper before, like, to make sure you're done? Or you just, like, throw it to the wind?
No, I guess. I mean, you look when you like throw it in the toilet. Maybe you look at it, but no, I don't look at it afterwards now.
Oh man,
risky
you gotta
business,
look. You're a risk taker. That's what we learned from this. He likes to take risks. He wipes and says, "I trust it." Throw it down.
I'm good.
A mixed type A, type B personality, but for the purpose of problem solving.
Yeah.
And a risk taker.
Yep.
I fucking hate this question.
That's good. This is probably the best question I've ever been asked on a podcast. That's good. Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
We're not asking about pineapple pizza. We're asking about how you wipe your ass.
We'll never answer that. We'll never answer pineapple pizza.
So quick story on that was in our clan. I'm a member of Derp Fam.
Yep.
Right. Dustin, and that's a huge thing in our clan. And
what's with that?
What's that?
Like the pineapple pizza thing. How did it come about?
Well, when you come into our clan, if you come into our Discord, the first thing you get like a 10-question quiz, and one of the questions was, do you have pineapple on pizza? And it just became this huge thing, and we talk about it constantly. And both of our hosts, Arrow Knight and Cyborg, are both against it, as am I.
Right.
And a couple weeks ago, we had a fundraiser kind of thing for me to go to GuardianCon, and the bet was that if we hit our goal, that if we hit the goal, then they both had to eat it.
Oh.
So
I've been following this.
Oh, yeah.
I've been following this on the podcast episodes.
Yeah, during their stream, their theater stream, they have to do it, so it's going to be on camera.
Ooh.
Oh.
You guys don't let them order the pizza themselves. Somebody needs to go order it for them. Make sure it's got double pines.
Oh yeah, tons of pineapple and nothing else.
I just want a piece of dough with pineapple on it.
It's,
it has to have the sauce. It has to have the sauce because the reason it's up for debate is because that's just a ton of acid.
Yeah.
Good job not answering that question.
I've had it. I don't like it. I'm going to eat some too with them, but I don't like it. I just don't like the texture of it.
Here's my thing. If we can get our show up to 200 downloads in a week, we will answer pineapple on pizza. No, 500. Fuck it. Because I hate that question so much. The only reason I hate it is because it gets asked on every single fucking show.
Yeah.
Like every podcast asked that, and I was like, we're never going to answer it. So if we get 500 downloads, we'll eat it.
I'm not going to eat it.
Or no, not eat it.
We'll
I'm sorry, we'll answer it.
This is not for us to eat it. This is just for us to answer the question.
If you want us to eat it, but some people might not care.
I'll tell you what,
or they may care.
I will eat pineapple pizza if we get 1,000.
Well, you just answered the question. Now people know you don't like it.
Nobody likes
it's because I don't eat cheese. I just don't eat pizza.
Oh yeah,
so.
It's true.
That's not a thing.
He'll eat pizza.
I didn't answer. I'll eat pizza.
That works.
So, that takes care. Well, my question was going to be about the GuardianCon stream.
Mm-hmm.
So, how did that come about? Why are you so popular?
During the D2 reveal, there were some people that from Derp Fam and another streamer that they wanted to go, and they were doing GoFundMe's to go. And I donated a bunch of art packages to people in lieu of them donating to help them go.
That's right.
So, and I did about 10 of them total. And everybody involved got to go. So I did that. And then a bunch of people from my clan, I did free art for to help them get their streams up and, just stuff like that when I was first starting out. And then, so they all thought it was going to be a cool thing to, they asked me, they're like, can you go? And I said, no, I can't afford it this year. And they're like, well, what if we stream and raise you some money? You've done a lot for the community and whatever. And so one of my good buddies from up in Minnesota, Fluffy Fingers MD is his name, decided to put this together for me and did a awesome 24-hour stream with some of our buddies, Dad Tales, Destiny Addicts, Derp Fam guys, all did it. They gave away some awesome prizes. It was ridiculous. I've never been so popular.
Dad Tales.
All of the feels.
Dad Tales, get out of here. We hate those guys.
The first time I ever heard about your podcast was actually an episode that I was a guest on theirs.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing that episode and was like, "Oh my god, god!"
I was. Yep, they told me about it then, and then I started listening to it right after that to see what you guys were all about. And actually, I told Ben, which we can move it to another part of the podcast or whatever, but I actually heard of the band, you guys' band, before I even talked to Ben.
Yeah, he heard of
Wow.
Failed Astronauts.
Yeah, I heard of because I love that style of music, and somebody had showed it to me a while back, and I saw on Ben's Twitter that he was a part of it. And I was like, wow, okay, cool.
Thanks,
Yeah.
guys. Oh,
Small
that's so
world.
nice. All right, enough about me. Nobody cares about me. I'm Ben Malone. Ben Malone my whole life.
Yep.
Oh, wordplay.
Any other questions? I know we had one about a nickname of yours.
I have two nicknames. One, and they both are along the same lines. But one of my nicknames is Guardian Down. I've been called that. I've been called that forever. You have to play with me to know that. And then JJ1Kill was a nickname given to me by one of my Trials friends because whenever we play Trials, I will usually get 1 kill throughout a card. And
throughout a card. I thought you meant a match. I was like, better than
Wow.
me. But
it comes and it goes. Some days I'm on and I can get some really good clutch shots in, but other times I'll only get 1, if even 1. So I actually gave myself the nickname. I'll say, "Oh, JJ1Kill is bringing it back," and so I gave it myself, and then people just caught on to it. So
JJ1Kill.
JJ1Kill.
1 Orb J from Destiny Tracker. I'm never letting that one die.
Nice.
Good on you,
1
man.
Orb J. No,
I
never
usually
die.
don't get a kill if I play a Trials card. I usually get just fucking steamrolled. There was one time where I got 2 kills, and it was really funny.
Ooh, 2 kill Tony over here.
Yeah, that was the one I told you guys about where I baited those 2 warlocks who were just fucking
yeah.
idiots. I baited around the corner and shotgunned them, and then sticky nated the other one. And I'm like, how the fuck did that even work? That was like basic shit, and those dudes fell for it from me. I can't help them. That's just bad.
The Trials map this week is the same one when we got just wrecked and rage quit the last time the 3 of us tried to do Trials.
The 3 of us are never allowed to do Trials ever again. That was so bad.
That was terrible. Yeah.
Well, see,
Stay
I'm
in-
smart.
Stay
I'm
inside.
smart.
They're outside.
I'm smart in the sense that I can do, since I do Twitch rebranding for people, I'll be like, oh, well, instead of paying me, why don't you just, Sherpa me to Lighthouse or something, and we'll play Trials with you for a while. And that's usually what I end up doing. I know a bunch of really good carry teams, and
Nice.
it's Trials is so sweaty right now. It's so hard. It's not easy. Even for the big guys, it's not easy. And people cheating or just really good teams, and so, I've made it to 7 and 8 wins. Regularly, and then I just can't get that last one. You can't get the Lighthouse. It's hard.
He shows up
It's
and fucking wrecks you guys.
Well, guys.
We've-
Oh, sorry.
go ahead.
Man, I cut it off weird. Damn. Bad podcaster. This week was E3. And I know last week we had an email from Narwolf asking us about E3. And we kind of talked about it a little bit with Anthem. But I wanted to ask you guys, from what you've seen of E3, let's do a top 3 from E3. Good or bad. Doesn't have to be a game. Could be a moment. Anybody want to go first?
I'll go first,
Okay.
actually. Well, first of all, super stoked for Shadows of the Colossus remake.
Oh, you took mine, dude. You took it.
Because I never got to play the original one. I found out about it later and saw a little bit of it, and I was like, oh my gosh, it looks so good. So I'm excited to actually be able to play it. I know I could probably download it on PS4 right now, but
Well, the
I'm gonna
thing
wait.
is, I tried to play Shadow of the Colossus, and about 10 minutes in, I was like, this looks too bad. I can't play it. So seeing that there's a remaster, I'm super pumped.
This
Not
is
a
actually the
remaster.
second. This is the second remaster. It came out on PlayStation 2. They remastered it on PlayStation 3, and they're redoing it on PlayStation 4.
a complete
Oh, shit.
from ground up remake.
Nice.
So it's gonna look nice.
It's going to be the original game, just totally remade.
That's
They'll
so
probably
cool.
add a little bit, I would imagine, just to give you a little more. But yeah, I'm super stoked for that. I haven't played Horizon Zero Dawn yet, but there's an expansion, right? Did I see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was
Saw
super
that
funny
the
because
other
during the
day.
press conference, there was no fucking sound on the stream for that whole trailer. So I was
So
like,
you
cool,
mean
it-
other people have technical difficulties too?
yeah, PlayStation, Sony.
Somebody reset the router.
Yeah. Their 16-year-old brother-in-law reset their router during it.
Nice.
I
Okay,
totally
and then
don't
for
feel-
my
Fucking teenagers.
for my last one is Anthem, because that gameplay was pretty awesome looking. And
yeah.
I found an answer. I don't know if you saw it, Ben, but I tagged you on Facebook for what happened to Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yes.
So I think it's going to be good because it had nothing to do with Mass Effect. And in case you care, what happened with Mass Effect Andromeda is they were in over their heads. They lost the
people.
rewriter to Bungie. And No Man's Sky came out with a year and a half before the game was supposed to be released, or not a year and a half, but No Man's Sky got announced, and they were basically like, "Oh, this is what we were trying to do," and then it was just too much for the graphics, and it just came into a ton of problems. So Mass Effect Andromeda was basically completely made in 18 months.
Yeah, that's why it's
Yeah.
not great.
Yeah,
Not the worst game in the world, but just it
it
doesn't
just
live up
feels
to
like
the first
work.
three.
It's just not fun enough.
Yeah. Scott, give me your top 3 moments From E3 2017.
3 moments from E3.
He's got nothing, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. No, Destiny 2 obviously is my top because Destiny 2. I don't play any of the games. Actually, I do own 2 other games for PS4 because they upgraded late, but, Destiny 3, Arcstrider looks super fun. That actually might be... When I play Hunter, I'm usually a gunslinger. So if Arcstrider is as fun as it looks, I may switch my Hunter to a Arcstrider just because I like the bow staff. Looks pretty cool. Second E3 moment would probably be Star Wars Battlefront. I saw the trailer of that. Looks pretty cool.
Yeah, that does look fun.
They're supposedly doing... we were talking about with Dez the other day, again, on our when we were on the RNG cast. So check that out if you guys have not yet. Once again,
hey, were we on the RNG
plug.
cast?
We were totally on the RNG cast.
Ding, ding.
But yeah, we were talking about that a little bit, and I guess it's supposed to take place between Episode 6 and Episode 7 of Star Wars, which is pretty cool. It's going to follow around, or it's going to start with the Imperial Guard. So like the guys who are all in the red cloaks with the force pikes, it's going to start with them because I guess there's like a group of them that are going, like after the Emperor dies, they go to like try and rally the Imperial forces and strike back at the rebels to like defend his honor or memory. So I'm interested to see where they go with that because there was some stuff in the expanded universe that they were. It sounds very close to. I'll just put it that way. I don't want to say it's identical or it's influenced by, but it sounded very close to some of the Star Wars expanded universe stuff that I'd seen, like that I was familiar with from before. And some of the novels they released that are supposed to be like the gap fillers between Jedi and Force Awakens. I know the plot line of those like stories to fill in the gap, but I haven't read them, so I'm interested to see if this ties in with that because I played the first Star Wars Battlefront, and that thing was a pile of trash. X-Wing, and I love Star Wars, so it hurts me to say that. X-Wing versus TIE Fighter mode was a blast, but the rest of the game was just kind of crap. I think the thing I'm most excited about is the potential for a campaign in this one. That sounds pretty cool because... the PS2 version of Star Wars Battlefront 2, like way back, the original Star Wars Battlefront franchise, when they did like the first one that was on N64 and PS2, I think, and then they did Star Wars Battlefront 2, it followed the 501st around between episodes 3 and 4, I believe it was, or maybe it was through all the prequels and then part of 4 when they changed to the New Hope stormtroopers, where they had the full face masks and stuff. They went from like clone troopers to stormtroopers.
Yeah.
That was a super cool thing with the plot line and some of the gameplay and stuff. It was fun. And for my third E3 moment, I'm going to go with Anthem because it's going to be the Destiny killer, apparently.
In a year after.
Yeah,
this.
in a year. It looks. I'll put it. It looks really fun. I'm a huge fan of. I used to play MechWarrior 2 way back in the day. It was one of my first and only PC games that I loved. So, and I love like the Exo Squad cartoons and all that kind of stuff. So anything with like giant robot suits that fly around and just have heavy artillery on them, I'm game. You have my attention. So, I know it's not giant robot suits. It's more like an exo suit type thing, but it looks cool. So. Yeah. We'll see how that. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I may jump into that at some point and give it a shot because it looks good. If we read about it and it's like, hey, this thing was a pile of flaming tires, then probably not.
Right.
Yeah, hit us up. We're going to be some freelancers in about a year. All right, Jay, give me your top 3 from E3.
Shadow of the Colossus was my number 1 because I love that franchise. I played Ico and I played Last Guardian, and to see it remade again, it's literally one of my favorite games of all time. It's such a beautiful game. So to see them redo that again for next gen or current gen is going to be super exciting. God of War.
Oh yeah,
we got to see God of War. So I'm a huge fan of that series as well. So that was another really big one. And it's going to be really interesting to see it from the whole like Viking quote unquote era. That's going to be really cool. And then my last one is Super Mario Odyssey. Looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Nintendo person, but that open world Mario is going to be amazing.
It does look really cool, and the whole mechanics of like you throw your hat and you take control of enemies.
Yeah.
So that's crazy. Apparently there's a T-Rex in it.
I saw that. That looks crazy.
It just looks really good. Like I said, I've been a big, I do have I don't have a Switch yet. I do have a Wii and a Wii U and everything, and Nintendo 3DS, and I have all those. And I'm a Mario kid. I grew up with it. I still play it now. That and the one I think they're doing one with the Raving Rabbids franchise.
Yeah, it's like a SOCOM kind of game.
Yeah, I saw that little snippets of that as well, and that's gonna
Mario's
be really
got a gun.
Yeah, he does.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, it looks super
surprising.
weird. So there was a lot of stuff that came out. And like I said, this isn't my top 3 things I'm excited for. This is just like top 3 moments for me. My number 3 is the Final Fantasy VR fishing game. What the fuck?
What?
It's a VR fishing game,
I almost
and
just
it's
spit up a
Final
soda.
Fantasy 15. And like the most fun part of that looks like the most fun part of that is when you're sitting in some lawn chairs outside of a fucking camper sharing beers with your bros.
Cracking up in a cold one with the boys.
Yeah.
I was
Oh
just gonna
my
say that.
God. It looks so dumb. Like I was texting my boss during that and I was like, what the fuck is this? So GG's Final Fantasy team, you fucking stumped me again.
I mean, I did it Final Fantasy 15. I caught the big fish and did all that stuff, but like, that was kind of. Give me a card game again. Why wasn't there a card game?
I don't know. It seems ridiculous.
Every game should have a card game in it. Gwent, it doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter. Just give me a card game in every. Destiny 2 needs a card game.
This is
Yes, a reason to
get
sit
down
in
with
orbit
that.
and do nothing.
Tower games.
Yeah.
Hour
Well,
games, yeah.
we're going to be starting a
Farm
soccer
games.
league for D2. That's for damn sure. Another game. This is another VR game. Skyrim VR was my
Yep,
number
I heard
2.
that.
I'm mixed feelings on that because fuck yeah, that seems so goddamn cool. But I'm never gonna buy a VR because I'm not made of money. But also, when are we gonna let Skyrim die? The
I know,
game
this is
it's
the
pretty
third or fourth
fucking
time.
old, and like Switch got Skyrim, and then you can make your dude Link. Like you can take the Link amiibo, and you'll get Link armor. And
I
like,
heard
a
they're doing
Master Sword.
Skyrim. I heard they're putting Skyrim on iOS. I heard rumor of that.
God damn it, Bethesda! Please make Elder Scrolls 6 so we can just move on with our
Or
lives.
just make a new
So-
game. They're focused
Oh
on
my
Morrowind right now, though.
Ugh. Oh my god. Yeah, remake Morrowind with like Skyrim's engine or Fallout 4's engine. Like fucking yeah, that would be dope. And then my number 1. This is tough, guys. I think my number 1 is Days Gone. That's the thing I'm most excited for, other than Destiny 2. But it just looks so goddamn fun. You get to be a biker in a zombie apocalypse world. And like I saw this cool ass scene in the trailer where the guy picks up a bear trap, runs over to some tall grass, sets it right in front of a sign, but still in tall grass, runs behind a tent, throws a rock at it, and a dude walks over and gets his leg trapped in it and starts screaming. Well, this is one of those games where making
Oh my
sound
God.
attracts zombies. So his whole crew runs over and is like, shut up, shut up, shut up. And then your character like runs away in the demo. Well, they said that if you were to stick around, they will shoot that guy in the head to get him to shut up.
Oh,
And I was
geez.
like, whoa, like
This
this
is
is
the game you were
sweet.
talking about the other day.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
Oh my God, it sounds so cool. I'm a big sucker for that kind of stuff. So I'm real hype on that. And yeah, that's E3. That in a nutshell. There's a ton of cool stuff. I do really want to play the new Call of Duty game. I just for some reason that attracts me. And apparently the Zombies is being made by a different group now, and I forget who it is, but it sounds like it's really fun.
They're doing a new Wolfenstein too.
Yeah. Oh my God. Speaking of Wolfenstein, I was listening to the Game Informer podcast, and they said that during the playable demo, you start off in a wheelchair, and they were like, just about when that gets old, and you're like, okay, I'm fucking sick of this wheelchair thing. You're like wheeling around with an Uzi, they said that you go down like this giant ramp with the wheelchair, and you're just unloading with like dual wielding Uzis going down a giant ramp.
That's amazing.
I was like, good job, guys. No one has ever had wheelchair Uzi fun, so I'm super stoked about that.
That's true.
Good moments in
that's-
games. Oh, so being that today is Father's Day, real quick because we're running low on time. I know, Steve. You said you had to go at 9:30? Do you have
Yes.
to go?
I can do like 10 more minutes tops.
Okay.
So
In case you have to leave, you can find him where? Where can you find him?
at Xanafan 711 on everything.
Okay.
ZANIFAN 711.
So it's Father's Day. I want to do something a little sweet, a little nice. This is my first Father's Day. It's Scott's first Father's Day. Jay's a father. And so I thought twice a father. So I thought we'd talk about like what's your favorite part about being a father, or like how has being a father changed you? And I think like for me, the biggest part was I have two brothers, so all I know is dudes. And I did not like, this sounds awful, but it's weird having a love for a woman that isn't like a sexual kind of thing. Like other than my mom, but like that's different. But it's like I have this sweet little baby girl and I love her to death. And it's just weird to be like, it's this whole new type of love for women. And that's, I don't know. I shouldn't say that's the biggest thing. It makes you sound like a fucking douchebag. But I don't know. Yeah, this went like way fucking downhill. But it's, I guess not even like for a woman. It's just like, I love my kids so fucking much. And I didn't know that I had the capacity to love someone that much. And it gets bigger and bigger and bigger every day, and it absolutely fucking blows my mind. So I think that is probably like how being a father has changed me, and my favorite part about being a father. Yeah. What do you guys think?
I think it's both made me. It's weird. It's made me harder, and also, like harder and more jaded towards things. But also like that soft sentimental side too. Like I love my kid. My son's awesome. But that said, like I look at things very differently now in the sense that like I don't want to expose him to negativity and things that would be bad for him. So I think of that ahead, and I was already a pessimist before, but now I totally assume the worst. It's like, nope, we're not fucking doing that because that's going to cause him problems. And if that does cause him problems, I'm going to make you a problem, so it changes that. But at the same time, at the end of the day, when I come home, like work is a train wreck. I had, a shitload of tasks, people just harassing me nonstop, not giving me the information I needed to complete the jobs and stuff like that. Commute was a complete train wreck. There's some idiot got creamed talking on his cell phone, and I'm sitting in traffic for 45 minutes in 85-degree heat, and I'm just pissed at the world. I come home and I'm just ready to punch things, and I see my wife hands me my son, and he just looks up at me and starts smiling and laughing. I'm like, no, it's okay. Everything's going to be good because this is what matters, and like a lot of times it's weird because I've talked to like a few of my friends about it, and it's similar, but at the same time, it's like, this is, I look at my wife and my son differently now in the sense that like, these people are what matter now. These are my people and I'm responsible for them. So I need to take that extra step. And I guess it has kind of made me smarter in that sense. Like, not to get too long-winded, but like, you guys know I've talked about some of the stuff I've done when I was younger. I used to skate a lot. I've done various things with bands and stuff. I was a big Jeep and off-road guy. And I never thought twice about some of the dumb and dangerous things I've done in the past, Like I'll go climb a fucking rock face with my Jeep that I drive to work, and I'm like, hey, fuck it, no big deal, right?
Yeah.
So now that I have a kid riding around in the back of it with me, I think about it and I'm like, man, that toolbox that I have sitting behind the rear passenger seat's it's fastened with a tie down. and it's tight, but I don't like it being fastened with a tie down.
Yeah.
I need it to be bolted in. I need it to be locked down or something. So, and like that's probably being a little paranoid, but there's other stuff, I think about it. I'm like, man, I did a lot of really stupid and dangerous shit. And now that I have like the potential of him being in the Jeep with me or, around with me at all, it's like, I can't take those chances anymore. I have to stop and think about this, and I have to like make things safe. So coming from that, like, fuck it all, Devin might care sort of thing to like, now I'm stopping and thinking about it. It's a huge change for me, but it's a good change. It's for the better.
Yeah.
What about you, Jay?
I mean, real quick,
go for it.
It's crazy because you think about the kind of like crazy stuff that you did, and then you're like, oh fuck, my kid is gonna do that stuff. Oh no. Like,
see, I'm not as worried about that because I've done my share of really stupid and crazy things, and I'm like prepared for that. So like when he gets to that age and he tells me, I just decided to jump my bike across an intersection on this ramp me and my friends made out of some scrap wood or some crazy shit. It's
God.
like,
nope.
Did you hurt yourself? And he's like, nope. Okay, don't fucking do that. Here's why.
Yeah.
Or like next time it's like, just let me build the fucking ramp for you so you don't like have a leg break off and then take a fucking face plant.
Yeah, Dad's done this before. Okay, Dad's done this before. So, I mean, our ramps were shitty. They were just like 3 bricks and a pice of wood. But
our dad built us a quarter pipe.
Yeah,
awesome.
And the incline was way too steep.
Yep. But it worked.
It was like almost vert, and it was like 2.5 feet tall, 3 feet tall. Jay, so you got 2 kids. Do you have a boy, girl? What? I know you have a daughter.
I have one of each. My son is turning 20 this year.
Oh shit!
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I've already been through the entire phase of everything. I've been through it all. I've been through the high school. He's in college now. Been there, done that. So yeah, he's not even like my kid anymore now. He's just like my buddy, and we hang out and stuff. It's one of those. But he made it. He graduated high school and made it into college and doing that. My daughter is not even 2. She's just barely 2. She's 18 months, I believe. And I'll go along with everything that you guys are saying because, like, when I found out we were having a girl, I knew it was going to ruin me. I knew it was just going to just be the end of me. And she's absolutely gorgeous. And she is going to just be a slayer when she gets older. And that terrifies me more than anything. But, I feel the same exact way what you were talking about before. Like I could have the most horrible day at work, and my wife's the same way. We just have, my wife's going to school she's going to the police academy to be a police officer. So, we're going to see, she's going to go through some days, and my job is pretty stressful, and it can be. So when I get home and I see my daughter, it goes away. Everything goes away. It don't matter. Yeah. And it does. She's got huge, beautiful blue eyes, and she just looks at me with them, and no matter what I'm feeling or what I'm stressing out about, it's gone, instantly gone. And I'm still a huge kid at heart, so we play and stuff, and we just have a riot together. My wife's the same way. It's amazing. Awesome. And it's changed us both. As far as my daughter loves. Right behind me, you can't probably see it, but right behind me is my drum set, and she gets on there and goes to town on that stuff, and it's everything is just so heartwarming to see. She dances to my horrible techno music that I listen to and stuff, and it's awesome. I love it. I love being a parent. I love it. It's so fun to me. And I know I have a lot of friends that actually, they treat it like it's a chore. It's like, oh, I got to go home and watch my kid. It's like, no, you can't think that way.
That's interesting because I've seen some of that too with like similar, like people are just like, oh, my fucking kids. Da, 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 da. It's like, I get some of that. Like, yeah, you don't want to go to dance recital or you don't want to go to baseball practice. Personally, if my son gets into soccer, I don't know what the hell I'm going to do because I can't stand like the only sport that I watch, the only sport that I follow, the only sport I understand is hockey. So if he's in anything but hockey, I'm so fucked because I don't know anything about it, and it all bores me to death. But at the same time, I'll still go because it's him, And it's definitely, I think it's how you look at it. I think you're right about that because you know, that's one of the things that I think about, you know, like when I get older, or when my son gets older, even like right now it's great because, you know, he can smile at me and he recognizes my face and stuff, and I'm like, this is awesome, you know. But what happens when he starts walking around and talking and, you know, becomes his own little person? You know, he's gonna want to like learn to fix his bike, or, you know, say he decides to get into working on cars and stuff like that, you know, just in spare time like I did. It's going to get interesting, you know. And I totally look forward to that. Somebody, forget who it was, somebody said that having kids is like basically a key. It makes it so you don't have to grow up, you know. Like, I don't take things as seriously, but at the same time I do take things seriously, much in the same as like we were talking about before, you know, like everything used to just be a big fucking joke. Now there's a lot of things that aren't a big joke, but at the same time I can laugh at a lot of stuff because it's like, it's so petty and trivial, and I'd worry about stuff before, and now it's like, you know, not so much. So, and at the same time, you can still be a 30-year-old man and make poop jokes, and
we do all every week.
Yeah, we do, and it's still funny, and, you know, I have a feeling my son's going to find that funny until he's a 30-year-old man. So,
Steve, what about your kids?
All right, so I got two. One's 6, the other one's 2. They're a handful, always fighting stuff. You know, it's crazy.
One of them's black, isn't he?
Yeah, and it's tough because it's just me. I mean, just me. So I got to take care of them all by myself, and you know, it can definitely be stressful. But when I come home and I see those 2 rascals, it's just all the stresses fall away, like you guys were saying. It's crazy. It's crazy. Oh, they're also cats.
That was perfectly fine.
I couldn't help it. So, one of them's black, aren't they?
I was sitting here thinking to myself, I was like, wow, that's interesting there, that one. I guess, man, teach their own. I'm not here to judge anybody.
Oh, man.
All right.
That being said, I gotta bounce.
All right, Steve.
Right,
have a good night, man.
Have a good rest of the show. Thanks for being on, Jay.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna move to the last segment, and that is our music portion. So, Jay, you mentioned earlier that you play the drums, and then I know that you played guitar in shoot, I forgot the name of it.
Why the Human Suit?
Yeah.
Yep.
When did you pick up playing music?
I'm a 4th generation guitar player. So great granddad, my dad, and me, we all play guitar. I started playing at about 9 years old, and I was learning Metallica riffs. My first song was Stairway to Heaven, like everybody else's. And but yeah, started playing back then, and I also I in tandem I was already playing piano as well. I play concert piano.
Nice.
Wow.
And I was doing that, writing songs and stuff like that with my buddies. And then got into high school. I got in a band, and as a guitar player, I've always played guitar in bands. I do play drums in a punk band right now, but mostly guitar.
Nice.
And I started playing drums just out of like my drummers in the bands. I would always just play their drum sets. I never learned how to play. I just started playing it one day. And yeah, I've been in one touring band where we actually toured for a while. That was when I was in my early 20s. We went on a tour, went pretty much, stayed around the Midwest, but got to do that, which was great. That was more of an alt rock kind of radio rock band. We were opening support for a lot of bands.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, how did you start? I guess you kind of went over this. Start playing in. How you started playing in bands? Specifically, how did it come about? Why the Human Suit? How did you start that, or did you start it?
About on an ad in Milwaukee, where I'm from. I've played a bunch of different styles, and I was in like a new metal band when like Limp Bizkit was popular. I was in that band, and we used to play out twice a weekend. So we got really popular.
Just kidding. But
but anyway, so yeah, but I made a name in Milwaukee for myself for doing that. Just being always I would always go to shows. I would always be I would be playing shows. And I started, moving around a little bit more, and I was playing in hardcore bands for a while. I was straight edge forever, and broke edge when I was in my 20s, like everybody else does.
You're like, well, I mean, alcohol's fun, right?
Yeah, it's not too bad. No, but yeah, like I said, I'm always a fan of punk and hardcore, so I was doing that for the longest time. Then I started getting more into the metalcore side of things. So I started doing that, and then I met some guys on an advertisement thing, and joined up with them pretty much. Showed up in their basement one day, started playing, and they're like, "Yep, we're kicking this guy." So did it from there.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
nice. That's awesome.
So, you mentioned earlier that you're a big fan of things other than metal. So, what have you been listening to lately? You got like maybe like 3 bands that you've been really hype on?
I am really big into right now. I mean, I do listen to a lot of I like emo and I like punk rock and hardcore, but right now I'm really big into like the progressive 8-string progressive instrumental stuff.
Do you like Pliny?
Yes.
Yeah, Pliny's really cool. Like Chon's not 8-string, but
no, I really like, like Periphery. I like a lot. There's a bunch of like kind of they're just solo artists. Animals as Leaders is really good.
Oh yeah, dude, I got to meet Tosin a couple years ago.
I met Tosin at a Summer Slaughter tour. He was up here.
Super nice.
Yeah, really nice guy.
Like, oh, thanks for being fans.
Very humble for his like ridiculous of a guitar player as he is.
Oh yeah.
But I can't now see it, which is funny too. Just kind of like my PvP thing that I like. I can't. I'm not very good at guitar. I play rhythm. I do a lot of the song structuring, but I'm a rhythm player, and I don't do anything special. I can't do. I love like the prog guitar stuff, but I can't do any of that stuff. I can't do any of the sweep soloing or anything lead wise. I never have.
Yeah,
I don't even know what that is.
That's why I chose to be the singer in my band. I was like, oh, I can't play lead, guys. I'm singing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I love it. Same with drumming. I mean, I'm really basic drummer. I don't really do a lot of crazy double bass or anything. I keep it pretty simple. I use a lot of electronics, but
yeah, you know what? The Ramones did it with 3 chords.
Yeah, and that band sucks.
Hey, now we're booting you, Ben.
We're gonna
okay,
get
those
into
are fight.
yeah.
I have strong opinions about music. Strong opinions. Jeez, what am I on tonight? Ugh. Cool.
But no, like the band that like your band and all that, like that style, I love that style. That was a big style in Milwaukee here for a while. I had a lot of good friends that were in bands like that, and that style, like the chaotic kind of emo stuff, and I have a big respect for that. Me and you were talking about like the band Beloved, who I really like.
Yeah. That's a deep cut. If you guys don't know Beloved, go check it out. It's some great like Under Oath era hardcore kind of stuff.
And their drummer does the dirty vocals, and he is so good at it. Like while playing, I was pretty big into I'm not a big churchy guy, but I was really big into the Christian music scene, and they're a big part of that, and just so good. Same with Norma Jean, one of my favorite bands.
Yeah, dude.
I love Norma Jean. I always have back, even when they were ludicrous. I liked them back then.
Man, we could riff on these bands forever. I could just be like, oh, this band.
Yeah, we can fanboy it out.
Yeah. All right, guys. I think that about wraps us up for tonight. So, again, you can send us emails at barelyadestinyshow@gmail.com. We stream generally at 2 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/DetBenMalone or on Twitter at barelyads. You can also find us on destinycontentcreators.com. If you guys want to look up some other content creators, we just recently got onto that site, and it's awesome. Like,
As did I.
Yeah, it's super cool. Like that was a super cool idea, and we were really trying to get on there. We kept plugging, being like, people, please suggest us, and we got on there, and it feels nice. Yeah, make sure you guys go there and check out a bunch of I'm a big fan of every show that they have on their podcast thing. So a ton of good content there. The clan is going to be a thing. Fantasy football is going to be a thing. When Anthem comes out, that'll be a thing, at least for
Nice.
a while. You can find me on Twitter at @BenMalone. Scott, where can people find you?
Slapshot Scott, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. The O's are zeros. I say it every week, but someday I will link my PS4 to my current YouTube account and get my videos up there.
It's never gonna happen.
Probably not. I barely got a chance to turn mine on this week, but you know how that goes. So one of these days I'll get it working, and everybody can watch it and make fun of how terrible of a sniper I was, except for that one time.
Well, it's like I always tell people, oh, I'm going to be streaming soon, but I actually will because I got a PlayStation camera for Father's Day.
Nice.
I saw that. That's awesome.
Yes, now I got to start working on a green screen.
All of my streaming I do at weird hours late at night. Like that's why you guys don't see me on, because I'm on at like 12:30 on a Tuesday night, and I'm like, I gotta get these fucking treasure boxes before I fall asleep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Jay, where can people find you? Where can people find your work? How do people get in contact with you? What's your social security number?
Pretty much. Well, I'm basically just on Twitter, JH0ward414, and it's JH0ward 414.
The O's are zeros.
Yep, those are zeros. There's only one.
That's a thing. Confirmed.
But if anyone ever wants to get it, I have links to my website there. And if you want to get at me as far as if you want some artwork done, I can do it there. Or like I was talking about before, if you want an invite to our Destiny Community Artist group, if you want to come check out and see what we're doing in there, let me know. I'll send an invite. And I do stream. I stream my art sometimes, but that's mostly for clients at JH0ward414 or twitch.tv/JH0ward414. But I stream when I'm doing rebrands. It's very boring. I play cool music a lot of times, so chill there. Other than that,
cool.
I'm not hard to find. You can find me somewhere.
So we're going to be playing Why the Human Suit. It's going to be some good stuff.
Turn your headphones down.
Yeah. If you guys are, bump it up. Turn this podcast up, baby.
Make it loud.
Okay. Well, guys, until next week, I suppose. And yeah, let's, I don't know. This is a bad transition, but be the light that you want to see in others. That's our thing.
True.
All right. See you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
See ya.
You're pissing on the road.